Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. You say,
What?
You sound like a recording, but I guess I do too. You say, hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Didn't sound like recording then, right?
Anyway, welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the Hunt for Harmony. I'm James Hunt.
I am Jaqua Hunt.
And we are not counselors, ministers, therapists. What's the other one? Pastors. Yeah, so we're just a couple.
We're coaches.
We're coaches. We are a couple who are coaches of marriages. And we just like to share our experiences and our thoughts on things. And of course, we know everybody won't agree with what we say, and people have different experiences, but we hope that what we say, what we share with you guys will definitely help you. All right. And we thank any new viewers and new subscribers. We appreciate you.
Yes. So subscribe.
Continue to subscribe and like us.
Please do, here on YouTube. Yeah. Anyway, we invite you to please take a look back at not just last week's video, but any of our previous videos, which are all on the channel. So choose one. They're listed under Create Your Own Marriage. No, it's not. It's Create the Marriage You Want.
Right.
Because you can create the marriage you want.
And some of you probably think, my marriage is too
far gone.
And it's never too far gone.
No, it's not too far.
It's not too far gone until you sign those divorce papers.
Yeah. And then sometimes it's not too far gone then.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's rekindled at that point. Anyway, we invite you to look back at any of our videos, but particularly last week when we talked about the hidden enemy, and that is secrets. We talked about 3 types of secrets in marriage, and so give it a look. Tell us what you think if you do look, and that's in everything. If you look at any of our videos, please comment. Let us know what you think. Even if you think it's a bunch of crap.
Yeah, we love that. Just say, hey, that's a bunch of crap.
That's a bunch of crap,
We appreciate it.
Whatever.
We will definitely
whatever you think.
It. But tonight, we've already discussed in the past blended families, where, spouses have come together, married, and both bringing children into the marriage. That was discussed before, and the importance of those kids and the whole family gelling together as a family and not his kids or her kids. Okay. So tonight we want to talk to you about, it's going to be entitled, Whose Kids Are Those?
Whose kids are those? Of course, the answer should be ours. No matter where they came from or from whom they came, the answer should be ours. But we know that realistically in a lot of families, that's not the case. It's very clear whose kids are whose, and it really shouldn't be that way, in our view.
Right, in our opinion.
In our opinion, it shouldn't be that way.
But tonight we're going to look at the children who live outside of the home.
Right. So these are the children that come from a previous relationship, and they do not live with you.
Right.
Because, of course, sometimes they live with you, sometimes they do not. So we're specifically talking about the ones who do not live with you.
And a lot of people call them stepchildren, and we don't believe in stepchildren. If you're married to someone who has kids, they're your children, period. It has nothing to do with step. That makes a kid feel some kind of way to be called a step, So let's stop that first. Get that out of your head, out of your mind.
Yeah.
And there are some issues. You think about it. I use my mom as an example. My dad had a daughter a couple years before they were married, and my older sister, and
hey, Ann.
and I heard as I got older, my mom talking to different people about how hard it was to adjust to having that daughter outside. But she eventually did, because she felt like she had to. She wanted my sister to have whatever we had. So, but sometimes that doesn't quite work out that way.
It doesn't.
And it can cause a lot of problems.
Right, right. So one of the biggest problems, obviously, is jealousy. And I know when we were talking about it initially, getting ideas together, it was jealousy from the adult side, which is, baby daddy drama and baby mama drama.
I don't want you seeing her.
Right. Y'all on the phone too much, and the only time you talk to her is blah, blah, blah. And so there's that drama, of course. But then in a very real way, there's that jealousy for children as well, especially if they don't live with you. So they're not privy to a lot of things. And the thing that it made me think about is, how when you go off to college and you're gone and you're having a good time, you love it, but then you come home and during that time things have transpired at home with your family and you don't know anything about it. So you kind of feel like an outsider because, it's an inside joke and you don't know it. So a lot of times that's how these children feel because they're not with you all the time. And if they are not, then suddenly they're pulled in and they may be welcomed and there may not be any type of animosity, but things happen and it makes them feel like they're not part of the family. Right. So I would encourage you that if you're in that situation, be mindful to inform them of things, just to bring them up to speed, not like a play-by-play, okay, here's what happened while you were gone. Not like that, but just to make sure that you tell them the kinds of things that have taken place so that they are part of it.
Also include them in things. If you're taking a trip somewhere, if you're going to the ice cream shop, take all of the kids, not just the ones that live with you. Right. Because that can definitely bring on some envy and some dislike towards siblings, because, hey, you grew up with mama or you grew up with daddy you get to and y'all get to do all this and I don't get to do much of nothing, So include your children that don't live with you in the family business. Right.
Whatever is going on,
make sure they're part of it because you want to when you die, those kids are going to grow up and you want them to be close. You don't want them to be over here. You got this set and you got that set over there. Right. You want them to be one family because they're going to have to support one another in situations. Right. So include them.
And it made me think of one of my students who is right now going through a difficult time because there are a lot of them. There are, I believe, 3 children from the original marriage. The original marriage split and each of them have now had children with other people. And she's constantly going back and forth between them. And if nothing else, and I really would love to be able to reach out to her parents and just smack them. Stop using your children as pawns. Stop putting them in the middle of things. Even if you think, oh, well, we don't argue in front of them or we don't have conversations in front of them. Children are not dumb. They realize what's going on. She shared with me something today where she shared with me yesterday that one of her parents was doing something for her. And now suddenly today, the other parent is doing the same thing. They're constantly competing. So stop acting like children and think about the real children.
And they'll feel betrayed.
Yes, betrayal is definitely one. Yeah. Because, again, I don't live with you, but I'm your child. Right. And now you have a new child. And it's a baby. It's new and pretty. And so, of course, there's going to be some, I don't want to say of course, but I would think with a kid, I could say of course. Because it's almost like they're being replaced. And obviously, you know that that's not the case. But you got to remember, these are children. You don't know what's going on inside their minds. And if you want them to tell you, then you probably need to ask or just err on the side of caution and make sure that any types of feelings like that can be erased before they're even produced.
And when they are with you, when they do visit, make them feel at home.
Yeah. Don't do, anything that whoever lives in your home is able to do.
Right. Nothing special.
They should be able to do.
Right.
Like they shouldn't have to ask to get something from the pantry.
Or can I get some juice from the refrigerator? Unless you're doing that for all your kids,
exactly.
Of course,
Exactly. If they're at home,
they're at home.
They're at home. And that's how it should be. Now, let me speak to the moms who have found themselves mothering children that they did not bore. Because you don't like their mother or something. Their mother may be the most horrible person in the world. And you might say, oh, I don't blame them. I blame their mother. Oh, I never say anything. Children are smart. They see your facial expressions. They hear the comments you make under your breath. They see that side eye that you give your husband or to your spouse when you're talking about their other parent. Don't do that.
No, not at all.
Don't do that.
Not at all. And to the men, you definitely should make an effort to make sure that your wife and your children's mother are on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
That they get along, that they practice the same things, because when it all boils down to it, you don't want your kids doing one thing here and then one thing there. It confuses a child. Okay. Yeah. So make sure that there is good communication between the two of them. And you say, well, what does that have to do with my marriage? Well, I'll tell you this.
Everything.
If your spouse has a child who lives with their parent outside of your home, and you don't treat that child as if it's your child, your spouse doesn't hate you. Your spouse loves you. Mm-hmm. But I guarantee you it causes them to think certain thoughts. Mm-hmm. And in a way that could be a wedge, something that's keeping you guys from getting any even closer. Mm-hmm. Okay? But if you take that child and you treat that child as yours, that does something to the heart of your spouse.
Yep.
This woman really loves me. She loves me, or he loves me so much to where they're taking my child as theirs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your marriage will flourish as a result of that. Yeah. Okay?
So please, just put some thought into it. And I know so many people say, oh, no, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. Mm-hmm. Just take a minute and check yourself. Take a minute.
It might be something subtle. Yeah,
it may be something really subtle.
Yeah.
But again, I say, children are smart and they pay attention to things. They hear comments. They see like I said, the side eye. They hear snide remarks. Mm-hmm. And they see how you treat the things that maybe they come over with. Oh, put that over there. We don't need that. Things like that. Just check yourself. I know you might be saying, oh, no, that doesn't apply to me. Oh, no. But just check.
And even attend any functions they may have. Mm-hmm. If they got school play or, they're singing in the choir or they have an art show or whatever.
Right.
Make it your business to go and see those children.
Yeah. At the very least, those children should always have a parent there. Always. Hopefully 4.
Right.
I mean, if both of them,
both
of you have married and moved on, hopefully 4, but certainly 1. Out of 4 people, 1 should be able to attend. 1, at least 1.
It means a lot to a child.
Mm-hmm. To look proud. Up and see their own.
They're proud. My mom is here. My mothers are here.
Right.
My dads are here. that makes them feel good.
Yeah. And I love that as a teacher. I love when I have students who say my other mother, because they don't say my stepmother, but it lets me know, oh, okay, this, and they don't even refer to them as stepmother. I'm thinking about a particular student in mind right now. Mm-hmm. He says, my mother, and then he says my father's wife, or he'll say my other mother. And like one time, when the first time I ever heard him say it, I was like, your other mother. And he said my father's wife. And I was like, oh, okay. And the four of them, oh my goodness, they should write a book or do a movie or something to help other people. Because the four of them, I don't know if they like each other or not. I've never noticed any type of animosity between them.
But they co-parent well.
They co-parent well. They co-parent so well. And he knows that regardless of where he's spending the weekend or where he's spending the week, the rules are the same. Everybody's on the same page. Yes. Everybody's on the same page.
That's good.
And it just sets him up for success. So check yourself. If you are in this situation, if you have children who are not your biological children who come into your home from somewhere else,
change that situation.
Change the dynamic. Because this is truly, especially if they're coming from, a not so good spot, this is an opportunity for you to be a blessing in their life. You could be the one to change their outlook on everything.
On life, period.
So just take advantage of that and check yourself.
All right. Well, that's all I have to say.
And I have no more.
So we thank everybody again for viewing, and we hope that you will continue to subscribe and share and like, and we'll see you next Thursday night here on The Hunt for Harmony.
Bye-bye.
See you later.